give me one shot here on a blue chip stock, believe me, Kevin, the only problem you're gonna have is that you didn't buy more.
Nobody knows if the stock is going to go up, down, sideways, or in circles.
What's going on, NBA draft fans? Your boys are back. It's the Wolves of Wall Street. Favorite draft analyst. It's your boys from the Draftdaq NBA Draft Show on the No Ceilings NBA Draft feed. My name's Corey Tulba. I'm here, as always, with my co-host, Albert Garbage Time Gim. Albert, what's good, man?
All is good. Really quickly as an aside, I just feel like I'm getting older and older. Every time I'm on these pods, I have to stretch my neck because my neck is just suffering. I don't know what's going on, but it's great to be on today. We've got a special returning guest 2 weeks in a row. Let me stop talking and Corey, go ahead. Welcome our guest.
Yeah, we got Colby Jones back in the house. We're very excited. The Xavier Wing came and chopped it up with us, broke down some film last time. This time we're going to keep it more casual, just, some fun conversation, talking about, what you got going on leading up to the draft. This is an exciting time, man. Appreciate you coming back.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me. Last time was fun, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so, Albert, I think, let's just kick it right off, right? Let's get into it.
No, for sure. Kobe, I think for us, I know time is limited, but we wanted to bring you back on just because we talked about it last time and I wrote my piece on you, but we're huge fans of your game. And now this is the time, right? This is busy season before the NBA draft and you're going to be playing in front of a lot of NBA execs and all that stuff. So before we get into all that, something that I was wondering was obviously you made your big announcement to declare for the draft. Saw your IG post. You posted another video today on your IG. It seemed like you're reflecting on your time at Xavier. So I think the first question that I wanted to ask was, big decision, declaring for the draft. What were some things that kind of went into you making that huge decision and, deciding, you're going to make that big jump?
Yeah, definitely. I would just say just the season that my team had. And then the season I individually had, as well as just feedback I was hearing from the league, stuff like that, and people in my close circle at the feedback they're getting, and just how the confidence I was feeling headed into it. I know I didn't want to be halfway in, halfway out, and I felt like I was 100% confident wanting to go in, so I figured might as well forego my eligibility and go all in.
Yeah, and that seems like the smart decision considering the season that you had. And it's funny, we've talked to other prospects as well, and they bring up a lot of that feedback stuff, and hearing different things. I was wondering, Kobe, what was the main feedback that you were getting back, if you can even share that much with us?
I'm not going into too much detail, but just that there are a lot of teams that were talking to my close circle. They were really liking me as well as my game. And just their draft projections, their spots and stuff like that. I just felt like I was in a really good spot and with room to improve. So I feel like it was definitely just the best move for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are exciting results to get. I feel like when you're having the kind of season that you're having, you probably feel it as the season is going on. And now, so in some ways, I'd imagine you're trying to live in the moment of your season, but you're also kind of mentally preparing yourself that you are preparing yourself at the same time for that next level. And now, you've officially declared the college basketball season's over and, it's workout season, combine's coming up. So what are some of the things you've been up to since your season has ended and, just to prepare yourself for that next step?
Yeah, I definitely took a week and a half off just to clear my head from the season. Really just thinking about what I wanted to do officially. And then since then I got down here to Miami with Excel, been down here training, good group of trainers, good group of guys down here training with me. And that's it, really just working out 3 times a day, 6 days a week. So I'm really just trying to get better each week. And that's pretty much what I've been up to since then, just working out, try to get better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, something I was thinking about was pretty soon you're going to be playing in gyms, playing in front of GMs and coaches and front office people, all that kind of stuff. I was wondering, you said you're working on getting better, right? And you talk to any player and they said, I want to get better every single day. What are some things that specifically you're kind of focusing on right now? Obviously, like you said, you've had some time since the season ended, kind of look back at that you had, look back at all of your success. But what are some specific things that you're working on right now to improve your game that you want to be able to show off to, the front office guys that you're going to be playing in front of very soon?
Yeah, I would say definitely just a ton of shots, a ton of reps. Definitely from three. The NBA three is deeper, so I'm really trying to get confident with that, and as well as my ball handling, I'm trying to tighten that up a lot and just shots off the dribble. But I would say a big emphasis been on shooting. I feel like that's my biggest knack so far. So I'm really just doing that, and then just working on my agility and speed, stuff off the court that can translate on the court.
Now, I mean, you talk about you're working on your shooting. Clearly, that's something that you also focused on last offseason because you had a big jump this year. What are like the main differences in the way you're approaching it last year, with the college line and the bigger role that, you were assuming versus this year where you're trying to, kind of extend your range and, preparing to, maybe play more of an off-ball role when it comes to your shooting?
Yeah, I would just say getting a lot of shots at different scenarios, whether it be catch and shoot or coming off a screen or just relocating. And I would say as well as adding the conditioning aspect into it as well. Just shooting shots when I'm tired, because I know I'm gonna be exuberating a lot of energy on defense, so I'm going to still have to be able to hit shots on offense. So I would say just like a combination of all of those things, what I've been working on.
No, that all sounds great, and obviously, all that stuff that you're working on is going to translate to the next level. And Kobe, something I was thinking about. Obviously, when you get into these gyms and you're in these workouts and you're working with the different players, different coaches, whatever. Something that I was wondering about is they're going to sit down and have conversations with you as well. They're going to want to get to know you as a player, you as a person. So something I was wondering was, what do you think NBA teams are going to be surprised by when they meet you in terms of not just like your game on the court, but also your personality? What's something that you feel like they won't be expecting that they'll be surprised by when they actually meet you in person?
I would just say that I bring a lot of joy every day. I feel like I try to do that no matter how I've been playing or how I've been feeling. Just that bright spot in the locker room. I feel like that's what a lot of people don't really see because, I mean, on the court, I show some emotion sometimes, but not too much or anything like that. So I feel like that'd be a big surprise for a lot of people.
Now, this is an exciting time, I think, for basketball fans in general. Like the last couple of months, you have March Madness, and then you gear up for the NBA playoffs. And have you been watching any of the playoffs? Because I've been watching, and I've been trying to make myself better as an evaluator. And I think when we evaluate guys, like ultimately, if I put myself in the mindset of teams, they want guys who are going to be able to contribute in the playoffs and not just like eat innings in the regular season. And one of the trends I'm noticing are, guards tend to get a little bit bigger in the playoffs, and those smaller guards tend to, they get targeted, and you are kind of the kind of archetype that is having a lot of success. I mean, you look at a team like Boston where they have multiple versions of this guys, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, and you can't really take advantage of them. And then it's also guys who process the game really fast. So, whether it's offensively or defensively, and you have to like pre-switch out of a certain matchup. Have you been watching the playoffs at all? And are you picking up certain, things where you're like, oh, okay, that's something that I want to get better at, or I'm going to put into my game?
Yeah, definitely for sure. I know like down here in Miami is going crazy right now, especially after last night's game. But yeah, I mean, I feel like playoff time in the NBA, it's like do or die. I feel like the best players that are going to contribute right away in the game are going to play the most. And I feel like that's what I've been seeing. And I feel like having that outside shot is what I've been working on. I feel like that's really important for a player like me coming in. I feel like that'd be a great attribute I could add.
No, 100%. And for me, Corey knows this, and our listeners probably know this, but lifetime Knick fan. And for me, watching my Knicks and seeing a guy like Josh Hart, right? Josh Hart has been unbelievable for the Knicks with his offensive rebounding, his defense on Donovan Mitchell, his transition play, being able to push the ball up the court. There's so many elements to his game, right? And different things that he brings to the floor and that impact on winning. Something I wanted to ask you, Kobe, obviously that's kind of been your MO. At Xavier as well. I feel like whenever you see people talk about your game, they're always, oh, he's a winner. He impacts winning. Can you speak a little bit about your ability and how, like, if NBA teams go, hey, man, like, what can you offer us? Obviously, you're going to be like, hey, I can impact winning. But what exactly does that look like for you? How do you impact winning on a consistent level?
I feel like just making the right plays for the team as much as possible, whether that's from driving, I see an open man, that's the better shot. I'm going to pass the ball every time to them. Just doing the hustle plays, like the little plays that some people don't do. I feel like I try to do those as much as possible, and just playing the best defense I can, expending a lot of energy on that, because I feel like defense is more important than offense, really. So I feel like just doing all those things and just trying to make the right play every time.
Yeah, and when you get into winning time, like, you need guys that are going to make the right play, they're going to do the little things, make those hustle plays. Sticking with other guys that are contributing in the playoffs, keeping it Miami. You got Cody Martin, who, I think is a guy I could see you playing a role like that. We talk about Jimmy Butler as obviously he's the superstar, goes for 50 plus points, but it's like those little guys that are also contributing and keep it at Miami. What's the biggest difference so far in between Ohio and Miami?
I'd definitely say the weather for sure. I mean, it rains a lot down here, but only for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd say the food down here is different. There's a lot more like variety, new food. I've tried a lot of new foods that I haven't so far. So
love that.
Yeah, I just say like the culture down here. It's very diverse down here. Something you don't see up there in Ohio every day. But yeah, it's been really fun for sure.
Now, speaking of food, because I want to bring that to the draft. There's that legendary story of Phil Jackson taking was it Porzingis?
Yeah.
Who did he wanted somebody to try octopus at the dinner. You down to try stuff like that if you're at a meeting with an NBA team?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna run away from it. I mean, you might as well try something once that I haven't had. But yeah, I'd be down for sure.
Yeah, well, octopus is delicious. It is delicious.
I think, Corey, that story is hilarious just because I feel like, that's the thing we're talking about, Kobe. Like, I feel like NBA teams, when they meet you, they're going to want to, poke and pry a little bit and find out more about you and the type of player that you are and the type of person that you are. And, we're talking about Ohio and the time that you spent there. But honestly, for me, looking at like your Instagram stories, looking at like on your stories, you've been shouting out a lot of your teammates, whether it's their birthday or they're declaring or whatever. And you've posted videos about different highlights. And, the letter that you wrote to Xavier Nation was awesome too. But a question that I really wanted to ask you was, you spent a good amount of time there at Xavier. Got to know some great teammates, played for some good coaches. Was wondering, what do you think is going to be your biggest takeaway from your time there at Xavier that is going to really stick with you and stay with you as you move on to this next chapter of your journey?
Biggest takeaway I would have is just have someone close you can talk to, because I feel like at Xavier, that program, I just feel like I had multiple people that I could go out and talk to and help me through a lot of hard times while I was there, my 3 years there, and I feel like that's definitely helped me out a lot. And I know I still have some close people that I would take with me away from Xavier. I know I'd be able to have there, but if that was the main thing, I would say that would be the main thing I'd take away, just because it's just the type of community it was there. I mean, it's unmatched, and I'm definitely gonna miss it there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of, whenever we ask this question, that's, we went to college too. It's like, you form a bond, whether it's just like the people that are on your floor in your dorm, or, if you're on a team that you run with. But those relationships, in life in general, those are, the most important things. It's what's going to keep you grounded. I think at the next level, you always want to try to find a vet that, kind of show you the ropes and show you how to be more of a professional as you're, going through an experience that is unlike, maybe anything you've ever done. Is there anybody who's like playing in the league now that you've been in touch with at all? Like kind of asking what their journey was like?
Yeah, definitely. My former high school teammate Trenton Watford with Trailblazers. I've been talking to him, and Jackson Hayes with the Pelicans. He's from Cincy, so I met him through that. And just guys like that. I can name a couple more, but just like subtle questions here and there, just about certain stuff like that. I feel like it's definitely been helping me out though.
Kobe, the last question for me, and this is one that I asked Jalen Williams last year of the Thunder before he entered the draft, but when you're going to be working out for a lot of teams, and they're going to give you all types of team gear. And I asked Jalen Williams last year, I was like, hey, man, you worked out for the Spurs, you worked out for the Celtics, you worked out for all these different teams. What are you doing with all that team gear that you have left? And he was like, oh, like I gave some to my mom. Some of the teams, they take it back because I don't know if they're cheap or whatever it is. But Kobe, I was going to ask you, you're going to get a lot of gear from these teams, and they always have like these legendary photos, right? Because like after you work out for a team, they'll do like a little press conference after, like, whatever. So I was going to ask you, Kobe, you're going to end up with some pennies from all these different teams. You're going to end up with t-shirts and sweaters and whatever. What are you planning on doing with all that leftover merch? Are you going to give it to your family, or what are you thinking about doing with that?
I'm not too sure. I feel like if someone asked, I'll definitely give them like a shirt or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it in the box for later in life. Just look back on the journey. But I can't really say. I'm not too sure.
And I think the last question from me. Last time we us three got together, Albert asked you about like the shoes that you wear on the court, off the court. I want to keep it, somewhat fashion related, and I want to know what is your all-time favorite NBA jersey?
Honestly, I would have to say the Grizzlies throwback jerseys. I love those. I feel like just like the colorway, they mix together very well. So I'd say that's probably my favorite if I had to say.
Yeah,
it's a classic.
That's a great choice, Kobe, and something to look forward to. We also have merch at No Ceilings NBA that we'll make sure to send you over some. Maybe you can rock some of that.
Yeah, I'll definitely rock that for
sure. Look, man, we appreciate you stopping by again. You've been gracious with your time on multiple occasions, and we're huge fans of your game. We're huge supporters of you. We are very excited to see you at the next level and, follow your journey from, when you were in your college season to now, before kind of with the pre-draft stuff and, getting to see the updates and stuff online when this draft thing really starts kicking up as, the NBA season. And I think we're all really excited for that at No Ceiling. So once again, appreciate you taking the time and chopping it up with us, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all having me like always, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.